My dear Mike, thank you so much. We from Tejas and myself are so happy and grateful that you could join us the very first Sunday of the new year 2021 in our Sunday conversation on Tejas Instagram.
My pleasure too.
And my dear viewers, I came across a saying which I thought befits Mr. Mike Muralidharan here. A man's mind, stretched by new ideas, may never return to its original dimensions. And that is Mr. Muralidharan to you all. Yes, many people have been asking me the question for which Mr. Muralidharan himself will answer. By the way, Srinath is saying hi to you.
Hi, Srinath.
Mr. V.M. Muralidharan, popularly known as Mike Muralidharan, is an eminent educationist, industrialist, and chairs many NGOs with an impeccable track record. One who is recognized in many forums and is widely respected in the academic, industry, and social circles. Here, Mr. Mike Muralidharan, I'm sure you set manageable targets, and also, my dear viewers, he has broken a few records in his administrative roles, and more than anything else, he has generated lots of goodwill from one and all. Yes, a very good friend to the entire family, but today I'm a proud Ethirajian in conversation with the former chairman of the prestigious, the renowned, the eminent, more than 70-year-old institution, Ethiraj College for Women. And also he is the grand-nephew, right, Mike? Of
Great-grandnephew.
Ethiraj, the founder of Ethiraj College. Yes, my dear Mike, wearing so many hats to your credit. Now I can't say the mic to Mike. Now I'm saying over to you that you have to tell us your yatra, your journey in this wonderful, wearing several wonderful, responsible hats. How you manage successfully everything, having a real calm outlook, a cool, Captain Cool Madri. So I want you to come and tell us everything about you. It will be so interesting. Yes, Mr. Mike Muralidharan.
Thank you very much, Sikala. First of all, it's I'm quite happy to join the first Sunday of this year.
Yes.
To converse with you and
Thank
also
you.
meet all the people who are the audience of and well-wishers of Tejas. And
yes.
Of course, I know the entire family, so that's a different thing altogether. It's like you said, it's been a very interesting journey. Partly it is channelized, partly it's like a brook. Sometimes it happens in a fashion, and it's always like if you just keep going, using those nature's options to your advantage, and also keep doing things which is good for whoever comes across. It could be it could be any life being, it could be anybody, known, unknown, whatever it is. I think it's been interesting. And you did say about Mike, it's just
Mike,
that
please, everybody is asking me, however they address me, Akka, Auntie, Ma'am. My grandson asked me, Party, why Mike is asking?
Okay. No. Yeah, in fact, even Srinath is here, who I had opportunity to play along with during my younger days. We were opening for a league team. Yeah. So see, it's like this during the school days, high school days. We used to play cricket, and in most of the teams we had at least 3-4 Murlis and 3-4 Ravis. I mean, like it was like always how to differentiate these guys, and people used to call each other by different nicknames. And I think it was my fortune that there was a English team, and the English team also had names like I mean all these Mike so and so things like that. And one of the team members called me Mike, and while the other Murlis were called by different names, and which cannot be retained like this in a professional sense. So I was fortunate. But then as I moved along from school, St. Bede's to Loyola to Guindy, it carried on along with my schoolmates, classmates and all that.
So
and
it became an identity to you, is it?
Yes, I mean, see, the rest of the people called me, and when we joined Wipro, we were about 7 of us from Guindy.
Okay.
And there were about 30 people in the camp, in the trainee group, of which across the country there were about 3-4 Murlis. We were all in a classroom, and I was called Mike by my classmates. And in due course, in 2-3 years, I found that clients called me Mike. That's when I realized. That's when I realized that your name can continue only if the people who call you enjoy to call you by that name.
Yes.
Unfortunately,
yes,
I was.
very true.
And that's how it continues even today.
Lovely.
Yes.
In fact,
Yeah.
I mean, my grandson was so amused. A party, he'll come. He's gone out. He'll come and he'll say, Uncle Mike Muralidharan. That's very sweet, very nice. And when we came, we want to, after you were Guindy Engineering, how did you, take the decision? Okay, you joined as an engineer the first work itself, or what?
Yes. No, in fact, those days we did not have what is called, today we use the word startup. And if I can say so, when I joined Wipro, in today's context, it will be called a startup. Because when I joined that company, we were even less than probably 100 people. We were probably 70, 80 people.
That's
And the company's turnover in the year before was about 40 lakhs. And the year that I joined, it was around 6 crores. And today it's a multi-billion-dollar entity. And it was a very small company, and as a current day in parlance, it is definitely a startup those days. And one more thing is, those days very few people will join companies which are like that, because people would always prefer to join a PSU like a BHEL, ONGC, etc. Or in those days, corporates meant only 2 names. It was Tata
and those
and Birla.
days you never had any campus interview, right?
No, this was a campus interview. But then they had to really sell themselves to us, because it was like a startup. No, they had to come and say, we are so and so, and we had to take that option. Whereas, I mean, very few companies like Tata and Birla was the 2 big names in corporate. Maybe DCM was one more name known. I mean, very few names, and these were all unknown names in those days. But then we could see the type of passion and energy which they displayed and got us in. And I mean, I spent about 6, 7 years in Wipro. And after 6, 7 years, I moved to HCL, which is the other big company, and spent about a decade there. And then, of course, I was on my own for about...
Mike, my grandson.
Hi. How are you?
I asked him why Mike. Okay, he became shy. Yes, Bharat, you can also say hi.
Okay.
Bharat also wants to say a quick hi to you.
Okay, hi Bharat. Yeah.
Hi Mike, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Carry on.
Yes.
Yeah. So then around 2000, 99, 2000, I became an entrepreneur for about a decade. Then exited what I was doing, and then I joined Bhavan Cybertech, which is right now it's headed by one of my Guindy college mates, a senior by name Mr. Durga Prasad, who was the co-founder of the company. So he said, "Why don't you join me?" And I joined this company, and I mean, it's basically what can I say? it's been a journey which has been a roller coaster of sorts. But along the way, what is interesting is there were certain other things which came along.
And experience, experience does matter a lot. Even if it is a roller coaster, Mike, the experience and the exposure that you get. So maybe along the road, you got the other, please tell us.
No, in fact, see, why I'm saying that is, for example, yes, I belong to the family of the founder of Etraj College. I'm the great grandnephew, and so I did have the opportunity to serve on the board. And since 1960, when he passed away, virtually the year that I was born, I think destiny was that the board felt that I could lead the college, and I took over as the chairperson. After Etraj, I was the first family member to become the chairperson.
Wow!
And that was an opportunity which gave me a phenomenal soul satisfaction in terms of trying to do certain things to what can I say, 25-year-old corporate culture and working along with academicians of absolute pedigree. I mean, you. In fact, I'm so proud that I'm in conversation with one of the most well-known alumna of Etraj
so
College.
Sweet of you. Thank you so much. In fact, you had even written it in one of the Facebook post also. But that's very kind of you, because you always even invited me as one of the guests. Remember, it was so lovely. Hey, Anita Ratnam, yet another. She has joined us, Anita.
Oh yeah, welcome, Ms. Anita.
Yeah. So
In fact,
even I'm equally proud. If not, I'm more than proud that I am in conversation with you, which is a rarity. Okay. Yes.
And one thing you would always know, Etraj College has had a very holistic development of the students. It's never been academics alone. You are one example, and there are very many examples, but not at the expense of academics. Academics also, I mean, what I'm saying is we have alumna who are of different variety. It could be people like you who are in the art. There are people who have been in IAS, they've become, they've served the government.
And even one flight, you told me you were announcing that day, remember? On the mic. The mic about a lady who's become a pilot from our college.
No. I'll tell you. There are quite a few pilots. No issues about that at all. Most important is about a couple of years back, we had General Motors, after 110 years of existence. They had a first ever time they had a women CFO,
Wow!
finance officer, and that was Miss Divya Surya Devara, who was an alumna of Etraj College from the 1999 batch. Okay, why I'm saying that is the variety is very many. And the most important thing for anybody, a youngster, there could be many youngsters who are watching here, could be, they could be pursuing dance, but they would also be studying in colleges, schools, and they would have different, vision for the future itself. This thing is, all of them can achieve greatness. Because all of them have virtually equal potential at this stage.
I always believe everyone has a talent. I always believe that it has to come out through the gurus, whether academics or performing arts. Yeah.
Absolutely. In fact, one of the key things which I find is, in fact, when we were talking about the institution, what I was very blessed with is the, the staff. In the sense, if you look at it today, the college is run by, in fact, after me, another very, very interesting thing happened. For the first ever time, Etraj College has a woman chairperson.
Oh, really?
Yes. Right
Yeah.
now, Mrs. Chandra Devi Tanikachalam is the
Oh,
chairperson.
Tamil department.
No. The chairperson, she is the wife of Dr. Tanikachalam. She is
Okay.
the chairperson of the college. And in fact, the college is run by a principal and a couple of vice principals for day college and the evening college, virtually 8,500 students. The strength. So the strength of this institution is the administrative leadership that the principal and the vice principals and all of them provide. It's a great teamwork. I mean, it's not just one person's work, and that is where I feel that we have always been blessed. And so, if we have a vision, I think as long as we have a team that executes it, and of course, brilliant children. I mean, I think the children who have been with Etraj College, everybody has been a performer. I think
Yes.
that's
I
something.
feel
Yeah.
Etraj College is a very lucky college. See, be it, whatever, my senior,
Yeah.
Mrs. Dr. Padma Subramaniam,
In fact,
and Mrs. Sudha Raghunathan, so many of us, so many people, because I think it is, because immediately once I joined, they had a freshers introduction and freshers. Somebody who's this proud of our alumni, inspiring and shining in all fields, as you are, Shrikala. I'm not able to read the name. Okay, thank you.
Thank
Yes,
you.
yeah, you continue. Yeah.
No. In fact, I do not know why you said very lucky college. Incidentally, that is Mr. Etraj's initial, VL. So obviously, it has to be lucky.
No, really.
Yeah,
my in-laws, because I got married when I was 18 itself. You won't believe it. When I did my final semester at that time, the college staff, that is what, they are so well trained, because I was carrying, you won't believe it. I mean, they made me sit under the fan. Oh,
Okay.
Srinath is saying that was Kalpana who had written.
Okay. Okay. So,
Okay.
one of the key things that I feel is that coming to think of talking about women, women, I do not know, have that innate ability to multitask and handle very complex issues. In fact, I would not.
No,
know whether,
excuse me. Before going to this, I would like you to tell more of the education, like how you faced. How, when we were telling that the women are, I mean, when I said lucky, in every field that they make a name from Etraj College. And how, yes, not at the expense of her studies, I know that. It is very, very true. But how did you, I mean, you and the staff, how did it was managed, studies plus the extracurricular and your intercollegiate competitions?
No, see, first of all, one thing is I started realizing that the general tendency is to feel that the kids are playful, the kids are not responsible, kids are going to be, what do you call, they don't know, and only we know what they should do. I mean, that's a typical thing, no? We are elders, we know what they should do. But I somewhere felt that with my children as well, I felt that we should not stop them from their energy levels, their speed, their movement, and we should only give them small nudges when required.
Fantastic.
That is something which I thought, and which I was also able to get across to the rest of the leadership in the college. That basically we allowed the children to perform in whatever they want, while we did not allow them to compromise on their education.
Yes,
but we also made them understand that we like them express themselves in any form of what you call, whether it be culturals or whether it be social causes. adopting a couple of villages about 100 kilometers, 60 kimeters away from the Chennai city, where there's completely what you call barren stuff, and we had to go and from the grassroots support the
Yeah,
women
in fact,
there.
I've seen also, you gave a very nice, a very good life, rather an academic life to a, a girl who's topped in the corporation schools.
Yes, in fact, that was something quite interesting. I happened to read an article in the newspaper when the results came that a particular student had got a high rank in the government school, and she was wanting to join. She had mentioned a couple of names as her interest. One was Etraj College, and they had also given the phone number. But
Okay.
I saw it, and then after the next day, I called that number, and there was a feeble voice at the other end, and someone picked up the phone, and I said, "Is that so and so?" And they said, "No, I'll give it to her. I mean, who is this?" I said, "I'm the chairman of Etraj College
My God,
speaking."
அதுலயே அவளுக்கு ஒரு heart attack வந்திருக்கும்.
I'll tell you more than that. I did not know whether the person was also able to really understand whether it was a serious or a mock call.
Okay,
Because
okay.
the person did not realize.
Pleasant heart attack.
No, but the person did not know whether it was somebody, the
farce,
chairman of a
okay.
college is calling up.
Hoax call
But then
madri.
but however, I told the girl that please wait for 10 days because our admission start exactly as per the rules after 10 days. And you would definitely be given the choice of what you want.
Fantastic.
And to cut the story short, 10 days later, we called her and we handed over the first admission to her. And
Fantastic.
I realized one thing, that while the marks were there, but most cases, even with that type of marks, in the lower strata of society, there is a struggle to get into the campus and get the thing. They're diffident about this. So it was a nice moment where I felt that, and she had gone through a little bit of a difficulty in the family when she, and still she could achieve that result. So it was a nice emotional moment for us also.
Yeah, it
in
is.
Fact,
It is. Like,
in fact, the college,
as I told you in the beginning itself, I think I mean, in our dance language, if I have to say, you are really seeing all the Navarasas, especially the compassion, because you not only, in spite of being this educationist or industrialist or chairing the NGO forums, but you really work hard. I mean, you try to regenerate the women from depression, right? And give them, and try to give them the optimism and ask them to live again in a very positive way. How do you manage all this, Mike?
Look, I'll tell you, it is like, I feel most of the time it is like the execution is not, if you have the right people around you, execution is not difficult. But the only thing is the right thought process should be there.
Okay.
If I can just switch a line to Tamil, நல்ல எண்ணத்தோட எதுவுமே ஆரம்பிச்சா அது நல்லா நடக்கும்.
ரொம்ப correct.
The first thought process, once you think through what you call, when you think that this should be done, a good thing, and when you share it with people and they say yes, we'll go ahead and implement it. I mean, the implementation, I have multiple hands wherever I am, but the thought has to come, and that is, as long as we do that, it's fine. So many times what happens is the credit that comes to anybody is because everything happens when the person is at the helm, but the execution is by many people. But the only thing is, so what happens is, if you have to really apply your thought and get the right things to be implemented, and then what do you call, share it with others and then get everybody together to execute it. So
No, you
time
said
is
it, you said it.
not a real constraint that way.
Yeah, that means you are always at work, whether it's mentally or physically. You plan to see to it that it becomes successful. So making others happy, it makes us happy. You know what a lovely gesture that itself is. That itself.
In fact, you said
And
it. One of the best. Yeah, go ahead.
No,
Go
no,
ahead.
you complete. You were saying
No,
something.
no. One of the best feelings is that when someone is happy because of you, that's the best feeling that you can get.
You know,
Uh,
yeah, I also feel the same way, Mike. You know, if somebody gets happiness through what we do, you know, அவங்களோட சந்தோஷத்தை பார்த்து, you know, it gives us so much of happiness. And I mean, it is only, I can only say, yes, it is very touching, but we are all very blessed to do that. I mean, we are all just blessed for that. And so now, okay, after your education and how did this, now you are a chairman of your own, whatever your, it's your own company, right? No.
No, in fact, I'm what do you call, serving on the board as well. It's not my own company. It's a company which has been invested by, co-founded by Mr. Durga Prasad, along with
earlier, okay.
along with Ms. Hind Bhawan, who is the chairperson of the company. It's a Muscat-based family. She is personally invested in this company along with the co-founder, Mr. Durga Prasad, and it's a $300 million company where I operate in multiple hats. I'm also Chief Operating Officer for the global operations.
Wow.
And
Wow.
I do certain, we have multiple units and certain companies. I also run it as a CEO in some of the companies.
Yeah, that's what,
So
that's
it
what
is
I was about to ask you. You know, you are a CEO, you are this, you are that, and you've been managing it. I think you're truly blessed, Mike. You've been managing it so well and getting a name for yourself that, inga other irukka, even we can bank on him. And the madri irukkache, how did you go to the welfare of the women? Like alert.
No, again,
You started.
no, again, I tell you, it is like one is you're open-minded to do things when they come across in front of you. Second is people also do think that you can possibly be in that position. In fact, I have been blessed. Alert is an NGO which is of a unique kind. Okay, I'll take a few minutes on that because that's something which is for everybody in society. Typically, if you look at it, this was actually an idea seeded by Kala Balasundaram and Rajesh Trivedi, two people around 15 years back, when they saw lives go unattended on the roads of the IT corridor, the OMR road, where people used to, there used to be accidents, but not proper attention. Even if there's attention, there'll be good Samaritans who will come around. And the first thing is, okay, they'll say, move around, and then they'll say, get soda, which is wrong. You should not give that liquid at that point in time. But people have good intention, but they do whatever they can with a good heart, but with less knowledge. So at that point in time, they felt that the whole idea was we should do something. And within a year, we wanted to take the blessings of Dr. Kalam. And when we met him, he gave a guidance that while the ambulance 108 is already going to be available, it was just getting ready. So 108 will be there. The incident is the accident or whatever incident. Ambulance is going to take the person, and professional service, medical attention will be provided to the hospital. So the time between the incident and the ambulance is what we should attend to. And brilliantly, he said that 2 words. He said, you need support locally, and you need the volunteer. So you need a local volunteer. Local volunteer means if an accident happens in a particular spot, there should be somebody there, which means it cannot be like I can call a hospital. That's always possible. Ambulance, everything takes time. But if everywhere there are volunteers who are infiltrated and available when there's an incident, that will be the best. And to that extent, he said, train at least one in every family. It's a huge ask. which means he didn't say 1 in 5 people. He didn't say 20% of the population.
Excuse
He
me,
said-
somebody is complimenting you. Yes, sir. Awareness is the key to making a good intention fruitful. Okay. Yeah.
Absolutely. That's a great statement. I use it sometime. It's
It's
a
very beautiful.
statement.
Awareness
Beautifully
is the key
stated.
to making a good intention fruitful.
Yeah, absolutely. So in that context, that is why I took this time. The basic idea is if in fact he wanted 1 in every family, which I almost equated to. There are villages in the country where people have their sons working in the border. Like they say, in my house, at least 1 person will go to be in the army or something like that. So that Tamil சொன்னா உணர்வு. So the family should feel that this is an important thing that my son or daughter, somebody, it could be anybody, we should help another person during a medical trauma. So it could be a 100 apartment complex where if somebody has a problem, you don't know whom to call. But if there are a few people who are trained, call that flat A1 person. He knows how to handle this emergency. I mean, he's not a doctor, but you will know that. So this is what we've been doing, and till date, around 1.5 lakh people have been trained. And for the last couple of years,
It's called A1, is it? Or is it
No.
CPR?
I'm
What
just
is it
saying. No. I said, if you want to, if you know in apartment number A1 somebody is there. I mean, I just saying. Okay.
Yeah,
No,
okay,
but
okay,
what
okay.
I'm saying
I
is,
understood.
yeah. So right now we have been doing. In fact, I have intended that in the next by 2025 we should have, from that 1.5 lakh, we should have 1 crore people who should be trained.
What
That's the
gracious thought.
That's the task that we have set for ourselves, and of course, it's a very tall task. But then we are thinking, as I told you, the plan is there, but then the execution team is all energy for that. So hopefully, with God's grace, we'll do that.
It's very nice. And what all you should have received many positive feedbacks for this. So
Absolutely.
எதெல்லாம் நீங்க வந்து இது பண்ணி அது உடனே அந்த இன்சிடென்ட் ஆனப்புறம் அவளுக்கு எவ்வளவு ஹெல்ப் அதெல்லாம் சக்சஸ்ஃபுல்லா எல்லாம் ஆயிருக்கா?
See, I'll tell you, as I was telling you, most NGOs have a particular audience, or they know what to do for whom. For example, if it is education for young children, deserving children, they know year on year they do that. For elders, a home for elders, they know they will have 100 people whom they serve. But here, people who get trained as volunteers actually pray that no incident happens.
Okay.
But if the incident happens, they are ready for to serve the particular emergency. It's more like a soldier is ready for the war, but he doesn't want a war. But if there is a war, you're ready. It's almost that. So the problem is, we also find that many youngsters have got trained, and they are all so very, their self-esteem goes up when they do that. Primarily because they feel that today they can save a life. And we have had very, very good feedback from medical fraternity, who feel that this is, in fact, Dr. P.C. Reddy, he was a chief guest for one of our events, and he said, many times we find that when the patient is coming to the hospital after such trauma, emergency, they find it very difficult to save because they have not been given the first attention wherever. So what he said is, in fact, what these volunteers can do is 99% of the work, and if you do that and present that properly into the ambulance, where there is enough facility to take over, the 1% is what the doctors do. That's his statement on stage. So
that is really, my God, it is really very great words for you that Dr. P.C. Reddy has told you, you know. That's really nice.
Absolutely.
That's really nice. But how did, I mean, again, I'm not, எப்படி இந்த மாதிரி எண்ணங்கள் உங்களுக்கு வருதுன்னு கேக்குறேன். டைவர்சிஃபை
இல்ல இது வந்து எண்ணங்கள் வருதுங்கிறதோட எண்ணங்கள் வர இடத்துல வந்து when they try to what do you call get you in, one should get in. For example, I mean, when in Alert, I had joined as on the board around 5, 6, 7 years back.
Okay.
And then when we were doing, probably we got very well entrenched and with a lot of affection and respect and hope. They told me about a year back, for the first time they had a chairman, and they said, "You be the chairman."
Wow.
Because we feel so. It is like, I mean, it's a blessing, is what I think. It's more than see. All these roles are only what do you call? You are an instrument, and you it's an opportunity. And I think every day is a blessing. And if we do what is best for the day, in whatever role you play, the next day will pan itself out very well for you. That's what I feel.
Yes, very true, very true, very true. The way, that's what I said. We have to be alert, whether it's mentally, physically, for your alert also. But everything we have to be.
No, in fact,
alert.
I would be very, very happy if there are so many people who are listening here today. If there are people who would be interested to get trained on that, we would be most willing to get them
Many
trained.
youngsters. There's Sanjay
yeah.
Shankar. Sanjay, are you hearing it? You're a young, very young boy interested in dance. And I think what Mr. Mike Muralidharan says, don't you think you must take it up, Sanjay? He's a very young boy who is much interested in dance and very
Absolutely.
talented.
My best wishes to him.
Yeah. So, and oh, hi, Charu. No, and some of my friends.
Oh, yes. Fantastic.
Yeah, I think she also is from Ethiraj, if I'm not wrong. I mean, my junior.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Yeah. So
Welcome, Charulata.
So, but that's very nice. And what about the other forums where you are the chairperson? Please tell us about
In fact, see, I'll tell you, in academics, I am actually I'm an advisor to the Anna University Incubation Foundation, where
Anna University?
It's an incubation foundation where startups are being mentored and incubated. So that is something which I serve in Anna University. In Madras University, I'm on the advisory for the quality assurance. So I'll tell you, it is like there are places where you are asked to do, and there are places where it need not be a role. Official position is one, but you can do many things without being in an official position as well.
Okay.
So as long as you are able to help out, one helps out. That's how I do it. So,
okay, but when, of course, the two meetings are going to be at the same time. I'm sure with you, you can convince them to have another time, right? If from two important places, if they feel that, no, this is the time that you should come, Mr. Muralidharan. And appo enna agum ungalku?
Thankfully, I've not had much clashes. Of course, when people give us a warning and check up, they normally check up about 15-20 days back about convenience, and normally they give options. So we see to it that so far very limited clashes have been there.
Excellent.
In fact, you asked me for a date, and I had to adjust. I also could not accommodate some date. And I think we do it. I think all of us. I believe all of us are busy. So I think it's a mutual acceptance of
very true.
convenience.
Even a newborn is busy. Even a newborn baby is very busy.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's so, the world, okay, coming to the general topic of today, in this pandemic, what all happened in because many factories, many business, they had to send out certain people and all that. But in your line, what was definitely, yes, colleges is going to reopen or not, Mike?
No, they are functioning online. In fact, Ethiraj was probably quite well prepared without even realizing that we should go online. We had oriented our staff earlier itself. By last year, somewhere around November, December, January, we had sessions, workshops where online teaching and all that, there were workshops conducted without realizing that there was a pandemic. And
No,
when the
I understand that, Mike. But
Hmm.
don't you think education, especially, see, although my grandson is only in first standard, Vidya Mandir, but I have students from 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, and some students, the final year of college, where they are waiting for jobs, the campus interview, everything is being done. You know, they all are waiting. They are telling me, Auntie, unless and until there is a personal equation.
Absolutely. No. It's like this. See, there is something where we don't have an option. In the
Okay.
sense, the pandemic is something which you can do nothing about. I think we
Yes,
have to bide this time. Like normally, let me say a flood, it takes away probably a week or 10 days,
Okay.
or a cyclone or something like that. But this is something which is stretched beyond the normal. It's
Yes.
about a year now, and possibly with the vaccine getting to position, we may see some better thing in the next 1 month or so, 1 or 2 months, hopefully. But what I'm finding is that over the last first 3-4 months, I think we had a lot of fear and the impact was also quite high. But in the last
the fear
about 2
factor.
months, no, the last 2 months, the impact has also been a little lesser, no doubt about it. And if we comply with whatever has been suggested by the government guidelines, I think we should be fairly okay. I think I've also started traveling to Mumbai and other places over the last couple of weeks. And I find that it is not, as long as you comply with all the guidelines, I think we should be
No,
reasonably
that's
okay.
very true. That is what
Coming
people
to-
are not
yeah,
complying with.
yeah,
That is
yeah.
a mistake that they are doing.
Absolutely.
Because, yeah, that's a mistake that they are doing. That day I'm going on a Friday to my temple and then I'm just seeing on the road, waiting in the bus stand, pakatla ukkande. They are not even wearing the mask. See,
No.
I'm not asking that. You think by
No, but from the
June,
education side, from the education side, see, that's what I would be making a, what do you call, a calculated guess if I say it will happen by June. No, but what is happening is today, the good part is for all of us, it's an experience of a different kind. I think even for the children, for the staff, for everybody, we do not have a choice, and therefore we are doing this.
we are forced. We are forced.
By
Yeah.
four, yeah. But I believe, in fact, there's one strong feeling.
Suddenly, Murli, wait, I'm not able to hear you properly.
Are you able to hear me now?
Okay.
Yeah.
What
Okay.
did you tell with the situation?
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, many people feel that with the success of work from home or virtual learning and things like that, this could possibly take over completely. I do not feel so. Why I'm saying that is, it will be, we would have the hybrid thing coming up, where there could be a good amount of physical training, teaching, physical teamwork in offices, everything would be there, but the efficiency will go up because it can be supplemented very effectively with the virtual modes, which earlier was almost zero. I mean, it's like if I want to have a meeting with somebody, if the person says I can meet you next Monday, that will happen only next Monday. And because for that 15-minute meeting, I'll be waiting for his time. But today, many of the meetings, if I have 15 minutes now, I say, okay, can we get on to a video conference call?
No, all that to see. I'm not touching the corporate world. I'm asking for the children, the schools and colleges. I mean, my perspective and people around me, we feel the children should go. Maybe the schools and colleges can alter the timings and have on alternate days without much crowd. You think that will work out?
In fact, already, for example, in colleges, what we have done is we have opened it but we have told people who are confident and comfortable to come over. Because today there are people also having the fear that, like you said, if the social distancing is not maintained and so many things are not done, it could have an impact. Already we are seeing how some impact is there in some of the social places like the hotels and things like that. So that fear is there. But I feel that in the next month or so, if the vaccines are in place and it gives you confidence, everybody will be back to normal. I think already there is I mean, today if you go to the road, the traffic doesn't seem to be in any way pandemic driven. It is
very true. The traffic is just increasing day by day.
Increasing. I think
yeah.
I would put it this way: it is not the colleges or schools are saying come over, but it is also the complementing confidence that the parents should also show that yes, I am okay to send my kid to the school. So I think it will be.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think that I heard from one school, because the 9th and the 10th standard students, 10th especially, 10th, 11th, 12th, they've been asked by the teachers, by the class teachers, that if you get, we are all willing to come to the school because it's a very important years. So they have told, I believe, get a letter from your parents that we don't mind.
Absolutely.
You please come and I will be there with a distance. I will teach you. Because some of the girls, some of the boys, they want to meet their teachers in person and learn.
True, very true.
See,
that cannot be replaced.
Yeah, in my case, Mike, way back in 2009 itself, I used to take Skype lessons to one of my students. Still, she continues to be my student from Michigan, Detroit.
Yeah.
Detroit. Okay. And absolutely, ma'am, personal accountability is crucial.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Definitely personal accountability is indeed very much needed. And so I'm used to, although many, about 3-4, I had one Dubai, I had one UK, but my eyes were getting strained. So I stopped with just one student. Until date, she is my student. Even yesterday, now we are continuing on Zoom. Okay. But that I got used to it. So the local students, when they are online, I'm able to do. And but imagine, it is something for a performing art. It is difficult. It is difficult.
Absolutely.
But enna pandrathu? They are bored to sit at home. Auntie, you please take the classes. Enakku bore adikkiradhu without seeing my students. So
but I tell you, when IPL tournament was played, the most important thing was it showed to the world that it is possible to comply and complete probably a 40-50 day tournament very effectively. Now more sports games are being played everywhere. I'll tell you, these are all the confidence boosters. When we see things happening without an incident, I think we'll all be much more confident, and we would move to the normal life sooner than later.
Maybe, yeah. See, we can't, as you say, the mutations of the vaccine also. See, some of them, they say in a US la cholralam, democracy. I will not take it, they're saying, even the youngsters. Now, I don't know why, for their good only, but they're saying so many things, as only it's a fear factor, ma. It's a fear factor.
Absolutely.
It is only the fear factor. And as you said, if we comply with all the norms, which is a basic norms of having the sanitizer and the mask, and then the social distancing, I think everything, and right now, as you said, even the children are, they have adapted to the online learning.
Absolutely.
But still, sometimes some of the parents are getting scared. Ayyo, after school, college, na pomate, children pordona bhaypadra.
Well, I think kids would love to go back.
I know.
At
least to be with their friends.
Yeah, absolutely.
At least to be with their friends.
Absolutely.
Maybe college and school, despite the letter from the parents, அவளுக்கும் peer pressure between the mothers and the fathers. நீ அனுப்புனா
Absolutely.
நான் அனுப்புறேன், நான் அனுப்புனா
Correct.
அந்த மாதிரி பண்றான்.
Correct,
See,
correct. Absolutely.
and see, that is what the vaccine only should answer. You being a chairman, because college, from you we can take some views that what do you feel about this?
No, no, it will, in the longer run, I feel life itself will become will be hybrid to add value in terms of the efficiencies and other things would improve, because what you miss out during what you call physical meetings, anything in any part, in any form, whether it's corporate, whether it's colleges, whether it's anywhere, can be made up through digital learning. So that is now, that will improve. That will improve the quality of people's, what do you call, uptake in any form of life. So
Yes,
I
I
think,
think, maybe instead of a phone, they will have a larger screen. We may never know.
Yeah,
As you
yeah,
said, hybrid one, Amma. They may go into a larger screen where the
no,
children
if your physical the classes and all that will be there, but you would have already known how to. If let me say somebody needs a certain tips, you may say, okay, come on Skype or video conference call. I will do that. For this, you don't have to come over, because you're already used to it now. So
Yes.
earlier you would have said,
I know, I am still surprised that I conducted, the 11th year. Till last year it was Tejas Balanachit. So I used to give opportunities to very talented youngsters between the age group of 8 and 11, 8 and 12. And this time I said, no, I don't want to stop that also. So
Correct.
that was the thing which I went online, and it became a great hit that just recently, 1 week ago, I did Tejas Natanam, only my students performed
Okay.
a Margam with a difference Madri, 3 days.
Okay.
So they really enjoyed. They said that we did not, have the feeling that we missed the December season. It's something.
Absolutely.
The students, even my NRI students also participated in that.
Exactly.
So, one
No.
item from the Margam, different girl did, and I made most of the girls come here, and we recorded it at home itself. So
right.
the backdrop will be one and the same for everyone. I mean, backdrop is not natural in the mud. All my Tanjo paintings, backdrop only was there. It was so well. What an overwhelming response. Now, I'm still surprised. Online. So, நீங்க சொல்ற மாதிரி இது வருமோ என்னமோ, it will, yes, கொஞ்சம் பழைய மாதிரி வரத்துக்கு it will take some time.
Absolutely. No, but definitely, I'll tell you a simple, the benefits that I see is the colleges can now have international conferences, and when you need a speaker, you just need that half an hour or 1 hour of his time staying in whichever part of the world. Earlier, an international conference meant, can this person come over, or is he going to travel to India for some other reason? Can we get him, and things like that.
So
Today,
many.
Yeah, even people from Delhi or Kolkata or from Chennai, somebody to go to Delhi, it used to be a plan. But now they just try to find out whether are you available between, say, 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock on a particular day. That is what they want. And there's an internet conference which they put together with speakers from across the globe.
Wow.
So these are some of the benefits also which I see.
Yes.
But what I'm saying is, once the physical thing starts, there could be conferences which will happen in physical form, but few sessions could be in video conference form. So, so you will have the benefit. So because you already run through the, what do you call, this exercise has been already run through over the last year. So we will be able to do it.
Yeah.
That's what is good.
Very true. I mean, when we go even on, from my point of view, stage நம்ம வந்து அந்த ஆன்லைன்ல இப்படி பண்ணோம் இல்லையா, அது பண்ணலாம், அதே மாதிரி தான் தோணும்.
Correct. So
okay, and then what, my dear viewers, if anyone, we have solid 10 more minutes. If anyone wants to ask Mr. Muralidharan, Mike Muralidharan, any question, please go ahead. Till then, we will be conversing. Don't worry about it. And what do you, okay, now you're not, how are you involved in Etiraj College still?
No, in fact, can I say I'm a good friend to them? That's what I would say. And where required, I mean, if they seek any support, I'm always there. And I feel all these things are, I mean, are transient positions. And that way, I think once a friend, always a friend is my feeling in any walk of life. So that's how I see it.
Very
Yeah.
true. And how did you, what is the, your modus operandi of regenerating and regenerating the depressed person's Mike?
No, no. In fact, I believe that first of all, one thing is any form of life has different strengths. Like they normally say, they are differently abled. So anything, even some of the things like we tend to think when people are a little slow or a little different, we get short of saying we get angry because we feel somebody. Many parents don't understand that the kid has a different problem and they feel why he or she is not like the other person. When the other person is so energetic, why is my son or daughter not like that? But we have to understand and appreciate any form of life has its own uniqueness. You are unique, I am unique. No two people are the same. So that person is different. So when you appreciate, in fact, in life itself, I feel when we appreciate and accept people as they are, then you will be able to understand their problem and then go along with them. And
Yes.
I believe that, in fact, I also have had occasions where, I'm telling you, it can never be like, it's not like a classroom session where I say, okay, you are depressed, come sit with me, I'll do it. It is like I've had always people around me who understood my outlook. And so when we spot something, say, okay, fine, why don't we help that person out of his situation? Many times it is more like what do you call a mental state. And when people understand that they are accepted as they are, they start gelling with you. And then
No,
they sail along
you
with
know,
you.
yeah, they say the greatest effort is accepting everyone as they are. And
Absolutely.
I always feel if you appreciate, appreciation will follow you. And also, five fingers are not the same, but we need everything, right? So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
And especially when people who are going through some very difficult mental state, and when they come out of it, and you've been a small instrument in that whole thing, it's one of the most satisfying moments for you. I think
Very true.
that's
And
what
they
I.
would really rate you like a god, right?
No, no, no. I'll tell you the moment you feel that. I mean, there's nothing like that at all. I'll tell you, we should be blessed to be in that position
Yes,
to help
yes.
out a person.
No, that is true.
The moment.
But for them, a person has taken us out of this situation. Adukku, they will say, Ilya.
இன்ஃபேக்ட் நோ அதை வந்து நான் எதிர்பார்க்கறதில்ல அது வந்து அது அது இல்லாம இருந்த இன்ஃபேக்ட் ஐ டெல் யூ தட் இஸ் ஆல்சோ சம்டைம்ஸ் நோ இட்ஸ் இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் when we respect a person who's gone through that it's important that we ignore even thinking about the past further. In fact, I normally treat them equal as they are today and not try to remain their past in any conversation. If the intention is to bring them out of that, we should never remember the past.
And also, people around them should be also advised that not to remind them about.
No. Okay. In fact, most people, when they see that, in fact, most of the times when people around them also get a little traumatized when they see that because they are helpless. I mean, they also don't know. When the people come out of it, they understand and they're so happy, they also sail through it because they now know they've crossed that. I think they also, in fact, in a different way, they also get counseled along without counseling.
No, very true. Somebody has written defined by where they allocate their respective combination of strengths.
Who to allocate?
No, wait. Oh my God. Wait. I'll just read it. Good point, sir. Every person's life purpose is defined by where they allocate their respective combination of strengths.
No, absolutely. He's put it. I know who the person is.
Gayatri has written.
Yeah. Gayatri, that's a very important thing. In fact, I would even go one step further to say that we should all know what is our weakness. Very important, because we should try to not bring our weaknesses out at all. In fact, strengths normally come out very without our, and they are strengths, so you will always perform well. In fact, if I used to say, just to go back to cricket, if you know that you are bad at playing short balls, you should possibly be very wary and you try to leave that away without playing.
And sir,
whereas
it is an okay. You've complete. She's just written it as
okay, about the discussion. Okay. So fundamentally, the strengths, if you're a fantastic, you could cover drive beautifully, you can play in front of the wicket, you don't have to worry, it will come out beautifully. But the weaknesses you have to be wary of, and you should be either not wasting that, bringing it out, or correct that. So this thing is, like Gayatri had said, we should understand. So in fact, I would put it this way, many times I find parents, they want to live the dreams through the kids.
Yes.
Okay. But the only problems I always say, of course, the famous thing is you don't want a fish to climb a tree or the monkey to swim. Okay. But the thing is, in a real life scenario, I would say if SPB attempted to play cricket because his parents wanted, or if Chika had attempted to sing, both would have been disasters.
Hey, Chika, again a name like your Mike. His school, from school.
Yeah.
Vikesh Shrikant, he was known as Chika.
Yeah. That's how I know him.
Please tell the viewers once again, if Chika and SPB had attempted, please come again.
Yeah. No. Okay. If SPB had attempted because his parents wanted him to play cricket, or Chika had attempted to sing, both would have been disasters, because the strengths were very, very different. And Gayatri brought it out, like, you should know the strengths and bring that out and perform and bring it to potential. I think many times.
That's what she's saying. Well put, sir, Gayatri. She has told you that, well put, sir. That is the way you.
Thank you.
I mean, showed the example. Fantastic. It's very true. We should know our pluses and try to enhance that. Instead of
No. In fact, I normally tell that to the parents, because invariably what happens is the parents want to make the child perform what they missed out in life. But they should understand that the child has certain strengths and go along with that. And that is something which I would not blame the parents, because they want the kids to perform very well. But if the kids' strengths are different, they should allow them to go through that.
No,
that's what I used to say.
It's been happening for so many years, Mike. Thank God, we are all lucky to have such lovely parents who left us. We are there. But nanna irukano padipala and artla, whatever, cricketla, whatever it is in business. But there are parents, when the children do not want to do doctor, they'll say, doctor padikanum. When the children do not want to be an engineer padikanum. And where will the children go? So it must come from within. Yes,
absolutely.
We should, as parents, we should be a strong support system to the children. No doubt about it.
Absolutely.
And the formative years, if at all they make a mistake, if we feel, we have to correct them. To bring them to the right direction. All that is agreed. But still, some of the mothers and fathers, they don't understand. Avanga paati tata vandu doctor ah irundruka adanaala nee doctor ah padi.
Look, that is bound to be there, but then now people are a little more open, because the avenues of success are very, very high. But yes, I keep stating that again and again, primarily because the parents tend to become a little thing. But anyway, now I think they are also more open. And maybe in the middle age, once you're 25, 30, I think the individual also should understand his or her personal strengths and then move towards that.
Lovely. Okay, now we have come nearly, I think it's more than an hour. It's so interesting. But, I would like you, from your point of view, what is the advice that is from 3 points as an educationist, as a corporate, and as your other forums, the NGO? I would like you to give a point of advice in all the fields, just a line or two, or whatever you feel, so that they will be, that too at these times, they need to hear more positive statements. Could you kindly tell them, my dear?
Yeah. See, first of all, one thing is, I do not advise. So,
Okay.
primarily because one thing is, I am still a learner, and I believe that all of us could be, I mean, there's no perfect right or a perfect wrong, but
Okay.
there are some perspectives. Okay.
Okay.
My one thing is, almost all of us, as I told you, are blessed with reasonably similar intellect, ability, and I mean, if probably a very fantastic scientist is at about 99% in IQ, somebody is probably 60%. Most of us are in the 70 to 85% bracket, and no differentiation. It's only that how well we use that to what you call the purpose of life. That's number one. Number two, what I feel is, at no stage one should, at all stages rather, you should, I will not say negative, you should understand that everything else is secondary, but if you maintain good relationships, if you don't harm people, and if you don't bring caste creed into the equation, I'll tell you, the life will be fantastic, and the rest of that will follow. Your success in terms of money, in fact, I was told I was listening to something where money only is a 10%, has 10% impact on your happiness. But invariably what we do is we say that money is important, no doubt about it. But
it is necessity. It is not the
necessity,
ultimate.
it's not the ultimate. And a simple thing I'll tell you to make that understandable. Yes, of course, we pay a little money for water nowadays, but in the larger sense, water is something which we cannot live without.
Yes.
And it's virtually available free. Okay.
Very true.
In a situation where you really are struggling for life, you will only say, I want water, I want water, I want water.
Amma. Correct.
Amma. But diamond is not required at all. But we are willing to pay lakhs to get it. So, this paradox is what we should somewhere, while I'm saying we don't become a saint straight away, but understand the purpose of life. Once you do that, whether in corporate, whether in college education, or whether in definitely
Mike,
what you
you're
call
again going off. Hey, nadula kekala, the third point. Kekala.
எது கேட்கல?
இப்போ நீங்க சொன்னது just a few seconds back.
Okay.
That is whether any purpose of work, something you started.
No. In whichever thing that you do, whether it is corporate, education, or NGO, the humane part of it has to be there. You cannot, even the best of corporates today, in the name of what you call soft skills, we try to make people collaborate and work. We try to ensure that, in fact, at Bhavan Cybertech, the DNA is that BCT, we are a family. And I mean, beyond anything else, like in a family, we may have arguments over projects. Yes. We may have, but we first value people as they are, and extremely, and the extended, the entire, the families of our employees are also treated equally as families.
Lovely,
So why I'm
lovely.
saying that is, similarly, in an institution, if let me say in the college, if anybody, whether it's a, teaching faculty, non-teaching support staff, or whether it's a student, anybody has a problem, there'll be a set of people who will immediately rally around and be with them right through. Why I'm saying that is what is the most important purpose.
Wow.
And even the NGO is with that intent. See, I'll tell you, for that matter, even an NGO requires money to run. It's not for profit, but without money you cannot run it. So money is something which you cannot say it's not required. But if we understand money is not the ultimate, then I think in any walk of life we will be
successful.
We'll be successful.
Very true. Both Gayatri and Janani earlier told very, very correctly said, sir, and beautiful principles. Very nicely they had. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
And
Thank you.
now,
Thank you.
Mike, come. My grandson is waiting because when he'll come here, few minutes before when I say bye. Now
Oh, yes.
I say bye to you.
Hi, bye, Ashit.
Bye. Thank you so much. It is such a
My pleasure, my pleasure.
So long time ponadhe theriyala, Mike. Fantastic.
Me too.
And even I was actually, I mean, from you, I was also enlightened with so many points from you. Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much.
And my best wishes to you and to your entire family. Okay. Thank you so much.
And
We will
and my
definitely
best
meet up
wishes,
sometime.
my New Year wishes to all the people who are listening, and your Tejas family, your
Yes.
personal family, everyone. May God bless
Yeah,
everyone.
thank you for the opportunity to witness this interaction, ma'am and sir, from Gayatri.
Thank you.
Thank you
so
very
much.
much, Gayatri. And thank you, my dear viewers. Love you all. And so nice that every Sunday from June that you've been watching our conversation. And thank you, Murli, Mike Muralidharan. Thank you so much to have made this such an interesting conversation on the first Sunday of this new year. I think we are all so fortunate to have you. Most grateful to you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
See you.
Bye.
Yeah, I call you. Yeah, bye.
Bye.